Hello! The library has now been closed for 5 days, sort of feels like forever. Most of our patrons have been out of work for about a week because of pandemic 2020, as I've taken to calling it, and it's starting to feel like the entire world is closing down around us. To that end, I give you 10 things that the pandemic has not canceled yet, many of which your library card can actually help you with. The obvious, of course, is books and reading. I work at a library. Of course I had to tell you books and reading first. We can help you via Overdrive, Hoopla, RB Digital, Flipster if you prefer magazines. Whatever it is you'd like to read, you can probably still access it online with your library card just by going to akronlibrary.org. Hot drinks. The pandemic has not yet canceled hot drinks. It might have canceled your coffee dates, but it cannot cancel your coffee. Always wanted to know how to make a fancy latte yourself? Now's as good a time to make it. It's not like you've got to get to work in the morning. Fancy hot chocolate? Go for it. It's not like you're going anywhere. The pandemic has not yet canceled cats and dogs, as my eternally barking pit bull can tell you. If you don't have a cat or dog yet, and you think you need a fuzzy little pandemic pal, you're in luck. As it should happen, a lot of shelters actually are staying open by appointment only, and many of them are waiving adoption fees during this time. So if you are looking for a new pandemic pal, call your local shelter. Maybe they can hook you up. The pandemic has not yet canceled the outdoors. While you hear a lot of people screaming that everybody needs to stay inside, really what they mean is everybody needs to stay out of large groups, everybody needs to stay out of large gathering spaces, and we all need to keep a safe distance away from each other. They don't literally mean that you can't go outside at all. So as long as you're staying a healthy 6 to 10 feet away from other people in that park, go for a walk. As long as you're staying a healthy 6 to 10 feet away from other cyclists, go for that bike ride. Get outside, get some sunshine. The pandemic hasn't canceled the outdoors. The pandemic hasn't canceled good food yet, though I'm a little torn on what that means according to Instagram. On my Instagram feed, it seems to be a toss-up between people who have magically become these beautiful culinary geniuses and people who are living off of dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets. I'm not going to tell you which one I am. What I do know is that if you are not towards the edge of the culinary genius, you're not necessarily out of luck. A lot of local restaurants are still making food, you just have to go and pick it up. So far, neither the CDC nor the Ohio Department of Health have said that patronizing local establishments is going to get you COVID-19 or increases your likelihood of getting sick. So, if you're sick of eating dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets, feel free to order food for takeaway or for delivery from one of your local establishments. I'm sure that they will welcome the business if you have the ability to give it to them. The pandemic has not canceled arts and crafts, for which I think everybody with children is grateful. We actually have a Hobbies and Crafts Reference Center at akronlibrary.org that can be found in our databases, where you can learn how to do all sorts of hobbies and crafts. So whether you are an experienced knitter who is looking for new patterns, or you're somebody who's trying to take up crocheting for the first time because your hands are restless while you binge watch This Is Us, whatever the circumstance, we can probably help you. The pandemic has not canceled learning new things, and we can help you with that, too. BrainHQ, lynda.com, Transparent Languages, and VidCode are just a few of the options that you have available to you through akronlibrary.org. We've also got a lot of databases, so if you're just bored and curious, you can always go into any one of our databases and type in what you're curious about and just start reading. The pandemic has not canceled exercise. It has canceled gyms, at least for a little while, but it has not canceled exercise. You've always wanted to try yoga and have always been scared you're going to look super stupid doing downward dog? That's okay. Not a problem, because no one's there to see you. A lot of studios are actually offering classes online for very, very inexpensive to free at this point. So if there's a type of exercise you've always wanted to try and you've always been scared to try it in person in front of other people, your living room with no one but your dog watching is as good a time as any. The pandemic has not canceled music and dancing. It has made it so music and dancing in groups is basically impossible, but it technically hasn't canceled music and dancing, as has been seen through numbers of online videos, people in Spain and Italy and even neighborhoods in Utah where they are doing Zumba classes as entire neighborhoods. Clearly the pandemic has not canceled music and dancing. So, if you like to sing, sing at the top of your lungs. Who's going to stop you? If you like to dance, dance like nobody's watching, because in all likelihood, literally no one is. You're probably home alone. No one's watching. So, sing and dance to your heart's content. And lastly, the pandemic has not canceled planting. I know what you're thinking. It's really, really cold. We can't plant anything yet. Well, if you happen to pick up seeds at the seed library before the library closed, you actually can start your planting right now. You're just going to want to start your seeds indoors. My wife suggested that some of us use the myriad toilet paper rolls that we're going to have left over after this pandemic as a means by which to start our seeds, since they are biodegradable. So, the pandemic has not canceled planting either. There you go. 10 things that you can do despite the fact that we have all been cooped up for a week and despite the fact that the pandemic is trying to make us all a little bit crazy. Happy pandemic, my friends. Stay safe and wash your hands.